Right, welcome back to the Kosi Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to brand new video. This is the latest Arsenal news and transfer news as well. Arsenal have been linked with Omar Marmoush. Is one of the really exciting talents in Germany at Frankfurt. Omar Marmoush has scored 13 goals and assisted 7 times this season already. To put that into perspective, Omar Marmoush has outperformed any Arsenal player this campaign. That doesn't mean that our players are bad. It means that Omar Marmoush is on fire and he's a player that has been hugely monitored and hugely linked with Liverpool. Now, will Arsenal beat Liverpool at Omar Marmoush? Probably yes, probably no. But according to Code Offside, they're saying that Arsenal are leading the race to sign Omar Marmoush. Can it be done in January? We'll be talking about that. But also, I want us to talk about the January transfer window, guys. Today is the 31st. By the time we pop champagne and pop those balloons and pop those, fireworks, it's gonna be the official opening day of the January transfer window. And I want to give my perspective of what should happen in January for Arsenal, how we should move, why January should be different from the summer, and why this January transfer window could be a very big opportunity for us. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. I want to know whether you know about Omar Marmoush. If you don't know about him, I'll let you know, but it's quite an interesting talent. And also, what do you want for January? I mean, I got nothing for Christmas. What do you want for January? So let's get into it, right? Let's get into it. Let's start off with my perspective for January. I think, apart from what Arsenal need, we need to do early signings. I think let's start there. Now, Arsenal have this tendency of going into a market and observing for 20 days, observing for 15 days. I believe by the time you open up, you enter a window, whether that's in the summer, whether that's in January, I believe that you've done your homework. You've done your homework on players that are available. You've done your homework internally on your squad, and you know what you need and where to get it. So the first thing I want to say, we are in desperate need of reinforcements. So I don't expect Arsenal to go 10 days without action. Early signings are going to be very crucial to boosting this squad. You look at players like Trossard. You look at players like Martinelli. They're exhausted. They're not picking up so many injuries like Saka or Odegaard, but they're exhausted. So we need fresh blood. We need fresh legs. We need fresh minds as early as possible. And why I'm saying that is because Arsenal played a lot of football in December. Just think about it. We played a lot of football in December. Everton, Fulham, Ipswich, all these games, and a couple of others. Lots of football in December. And yet, we have around 5 games in January. So I think by the time we get into the second game for January, Arsenal need to have made a signing. At least one on loan. Just to make sure that, the squad, our bench is like naked. We have a naked bench, guys. If you play Trossard, Martinelli, and Jesus, all of them at once, the option you have on the bench is Nwaneri. That's it. Because, maybe and Havertz if Rice and Partey start. Nwaneri and Havertz. Which team is trying to win the title and their bench is Havertz? Look at Liverpool, right? Jota starts on the bench. And then Darwin Núñez starts, okay? Then you have Szoboszlai is on the bench. Harvey Elliott is on the bench. That is so different, right? As compared to Arsenal. And if you look at Chelsea, Nkunku is on the bench. Jackson starts. Madueke is on the bench. Sancho starts. Sancho starts. I think we've got to work on our squad depth. We've talked about squad depth before on a couple of occasions. We've got to work on it. And it should be done early. I believe that the crisis the team is in has been well documented, well analyzed, and we need to work on it as quickly as possible. That's number one. Number two, we need to invest in the right areas. Now, I don't know whether it is in our DNA as a club, but getting the wrong signings in wrong seasons or in wrong markets is a trait that has dominated Arsenal history for years. You remember Arsene Wenger? Arsene Wenger, we used to need a striker, and Arsene Wenger would go and buy a midfielder. You need a centre back, and the guy and goes and gets Peter Cech. Like, I have never seen a team that is so good at self-sabotage in the market like Arsenal. And I think we've got to work on it. We've got to work on it. The reason as to why we've got to work on it is this. Think about it. In this January transfer window, Arsenal need forwards, right? Forwards. If we can get forwards, we can improve. If Arsenal don't get a forward in January, what's going to happen? You know, there is this time, there is that period where anything must be, upwards. I think that's where we are right now. I don't think Arsenal can go or can be worse in terms of attacking options. So for me, invest in the right areas in January. Do it early, but also invest in the right areas, right? We did need a centre back, left back, wide in the summer. That money should have been invested on the forward line. Like as I said, Arsenal have a trait that is so strong. When they need a striker, they buy a goalkeeper. When they need a goalkeeper, they buy a defender. When they need a defender, they bring a new coach. I hope that doesn't happen this January. 3, and this is my last one. 3, please get the right players and right profiles. Like, get the right profiles and get the right players. We had the chance to sign Fabian Ruiz off a fantastic Euros campaign. And we just got, I don't know, who did we get? I'm not going to complain, right? I'm not going to complain because he's here on a permanent. But can we get the right players, please? Can we get the right players, please? I'm begging. Like, among the striker options out there, can we not see Endrick come to Arsenal? Among the midfield options out there, right? Can we get the right one if we are going to invest in January? I want us to talk about Omar Marmoush. Omar Marmoush is a player that is on fire. Liverpool, Manchester City, Arsenal, all following his trail. Of course, Arsenal are following a couple of players, Matthias Cunha and a couple of others. But Omar Marmoush, according to Code of Sign, is a player that Arsenal have a strong interest in. And in that position, Arsenal are leading the race. Now, I wouldn't say Arsenal are leading the race, because when we say Arsenal are leading the race, it basically means that Arsenal have done some groundwork on that deal. I am not really sure about that. Have Arsenal really done a lot of groundwork on the Omar Marmoush deal? No. We have not seen, contact on the, personal level. We have not seen contact with Frankfurt. Not really. But Omar Marmoush is, he would be a cheaper Saka competitor. And I think Omar Marmoush would be the way you see Cody Gakpo at Liverpool. When Gakpo was signed at Liverpool, they had Fabian Ruiz. Not Fabian Ruiz, they had Luis Diaz. They had Luis Diaz, they had Salah, they had Darwin Núñez as well, right? And then they brought in Cody Gakpo. And then they also had Jota. I think Marmoush would come in as a player who can play on the left, on the right. For Gakpo, he plays through the middle and then on the left, right? But Marmoush can play on the left, on the right. Marmoush has got the ability to overthrow all these frauds on that forward line. Jesus, Havertz, Martinelli, Trossard. He has the ability to overthrow them. I mean, we're talking about a guy who has scored 13 goals in 15 games and assisted 7. 20 goal contributions in 15 games. If that is not impressive, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. So Omar Marmoush is a position Arsenal are interested in. They like him. I mean, Frankfurt are really on fire, and you know the German Bundesliga has this history of giving us players in January or giving us free agents. Right these days, you look at Marcus Thuram. I sang a song about Marcus Thuram, and I said, go get Marcus Thuram on a free. He's gonna be a great guy. Inter had this song. I think it was SC who had the song first, but Inter Milan, shot the video of the song. Shot the video of the song. I mean, whatever that means. And then there was Dennis Zakaria. Remember Dennis Zakaria? Again, interesting player. Now there is Sané, Julian Brandt as well. But Omar Marmoush is quite a very, very interesting prospect, and I want to see what Arsenal do with that position. I really, really want to know. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's meet later on.